I was just going to do the little fixie-my-bobby thing with this. Pull that down, we pull that down. We push this up. Beautiful. Alright guys, so you can hashtag to show which player you're supporting. So let's see if you're cheering on the blue Zerg. In the top left-hand side in the chat. Yeah, top left-hand side of the map. Some hashtag gurus in the chat. And if you're cheering on the red Terran to the bottom right, I want to see some hashtag uThermals. He's from Team Liquid, of course. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. As we are going to be seeing actually a 2 racks play up the right-hand side of the map to start things off here for uThermal. So he sets that up, he gets that ready to roll. I'm just going to be seeing some Overlords starting to move out onto the map, seeing what they can get up to. We're going to see a refinery coming down in the main base as well. Everything just starting to set up and be established here in the early stages. Nothing really too crazy or out of the ordinary. And you just see a couple of these barracks on the way up, and just going to be having the Overlord moving through. He is actually going to be ending up scouting these proxied racks. So Guru will see this early. But not early enough to react to kind of like come in and kill something, as we are going to see uThermal seeing this Overlord. So we'll see what the reaction will be here. As Guru pulls out a gas pretty much immediately, will not be getting a link speed with this, or will probably not be looking towards a roach-based defense either. 2 Marines on the way. Does he kill the Overlord? I don't think so, right? Because the Overlord is just going to go to the high ground, so he's going to come bring the Marine over. Actually, now he pulls back. A little bit of indecision there. Now he does start to work his way on this Overlord, and now he comes to the south side to try and get away. Drone's actually going to pull in to buy some time for that Overlord, as we're going to be seeing uThermal pulls his Marines back. There's a lot of drones off the line for a long time, though. I mean, you can look at the income, and you can already see it dropping heavily into uThermal's favor. As we're going to be seeing the first bunker going down. A second bunker might still be able to sneak down here as well. But now there's Lings on the way up, so actually building this bunker becomes a lot more difficult to really establish here, as we're going to see the Lings on it, and uThermal will just cancel. First SCV of the 2 goes down as well. Across the map, we do see Guru getting in towards the main base. There's that factory we saw before in a previous series of uThermal when he went for this build. As we're just going to be seeing those Marines trying to see what they can get up to right now. Another Marine going to come on over, and we're just going to be seeing the Marines trying to fight a little bit. Another Ling going down. A couple more Lings going to be dropping here in the next few moments. Ah, wow, this bunker nearly went up, but it actually got the SCV killed off just in time there. One more Marine coming off over to the side. And again, some extra Lings. I don't think I mind this for uThermal, though. Look at this massive income advantage he held for while his drones pulled off the line for just so long. And he still has Marines out to kind of apply some pressure in kind of a very weird, crazy way. Link speed is so delayed from Guru because he pulled out of gas as well, and uThermal goes all the way onto this creep to actually fight here. He's going to get himself a bunch of Ling kills. He's going to go and start targeting a couple of drones. He will get a Queen as well just at the very end. And there is the Marines cleaned up another couple of Zerglings. And seeing the Zergling-based defense, this time instead of building Cyclones, he will build Hellions. And as those Lings come across the map, well, he will have plenty to turn them away and to be able to be very secure early on. So no real issues for uThermal as we transition out of this. And just look to see where we're going to be going. What's going to happen. Thank you, Jim Stock, for the Cheer 50, saying Terran, and thank you, Tacker Stock, for the Cheer 55, agreeing. Guess still chipping away at the bit boss today. Boom, boom, boom. I think Dark One's had another Cheer 100 as well. Thank you very much, buddy. Canadian Bacon, dude, just leave. Go make a new Twitch account if you want to come and spam here again. Because holy shit, you don't shut up every single day. Like, I've banned you 3 days in a row. God damn it. Fast left from Guru. We'll see what he wants to do as a follow-up to this. There's a lot of Lings with that speed going to move across, but there is a good amount of Hellions now. So I don't think those Lings are really going to be an issue unless uThermal really screws up on the micro. There's the Banshee as well, which will look to get across and deal some damage here. I mean, the lair coming up will be finishing soon, which will obviously allow Guru to set himself up into the detection a little bit more easily as well. The votes coming in quite heavily in favor of uThermal, 82 to 18. Quite the one-sided vote so far. As uThermal will throw his CC down towards the natural here, and Yeah, and I mean, this Marine just going to work his way through an Overlord to force the Overseer. Nice information for uThermal, because, well, I guess he already saw the lair with this barracks, but yes, now you know sort of the scenario, as he will throw down an armory. He will prepare for a little bit of a Hellbat push here, as he will find a little space where that Spore Crawler does not reach, and that's 2 drone kills already. And that allows the Banshee to just start dealing that little bit of damage here, and now poking around to try and find a little bit more, trying to find the next location where it can just move on in from. Again, that armory about halfway done. There's a lot of Hellions and there's more on the way. It looks as though both Banshees will be teaming up together to move forwards. However, there is not a third hatchery just yet, and so Guru does not have the third base for uThermal to kind of focus on with this kind of Hellion-based attack. There isn't that many units. I think if Hellbat struck right now, Guru would kind of just die. I mean, okay, there's a Spine Crawler, but there's only 3 Queens. There's only Zerglings as well, and they would just die. And the Banshees could help take down the Spine very quickly. And from there, you know, the Queens go down pretty quick, and all the rest of it is... We are just going to be seeing the 2 Cyclones finishing up, popping out. And they're going to get the chance to move on forwards towards the upper side of the map now. As the 2 Banshees of uThermal are going to come around the left and look to see what else they can do. Doesn't find a kill just yet, though. uThermal's still not moving across, probably realizing, like, if you're on 2 bases, I have no reason to try and be aggressive. Like, I just don't gain anything by punishing you for something which actually helps me. You know, if you're on 2 bases, fine, what can you possibly be doing? You can't be droning up massively. You're probably going to want to be making units anyways because you don't have a third to saturate. So I'm not even going to force units out, and probably just thinks that there's going to be units on the way up, and so just commits. And that's a really nice pick off there. Gets a Queen full of energy. I mean, that was the highest energy Queen of them all. A couple transfuses available. And these Banshees are finding some real damage here, which is adding up as you see a +1 vehicle weapon. Cyclones on the way. And honestly, with the game, the way this game has been going, I do feel as though uThermal might find himself an opportunity to really be aggressive with the Hellbat Cyclone. You can see that uThermal did have this huge army supply lead for a while. That disappears a little bit now, but his income definitely will be kind of going back in his favor as he takes the 3rd CC in the next few moments. And it is, I mean, building up in position, so it won't be long until it finishes up and will morph into an orbital. You actually see a 3rd Banshee was added on, and now the Banshees are going to find the 3rd hatch, and you know what? Queens can't get over there very easily because there isn't creep here. Taking the 3rd hatch in a weirder location is not going to benefit Guru at all. He loses the drone as the hatch cancels. And now this is like an 8-minute 3rd base. Super late 3rd hatchery out of Guru. A big roach attack across the map, but against Hellbat Cyclone, I do not see a way in which this aggression is really going to be successful. Maybe he kills this SCV. Maybe he does some damage to the orbital. He actually cancels the orbital. I don't even think he needed to do that. I think he could have let it take another couple of hits and let the orbital finish so it can start banking energy. I mean, in terms of like, you know, dealing significant damage, that really isn't it here. As you're going to see Hellbat Cyclones, and well, now the Banshees on top of those roaches. What does Guru even do? I mean, you can see he realizes he's in trouble. He's trying to fight this because he realizes that if he just tries to run home, he's just going to be taking damage as he goes. And well, Banshees are doing a job of picking away roach after roach, damage being done. And well, there's a few Hydras to help out. uThermal just pulls back again, still feeling good. It doesn't feel as though he needs to be overly aggressive or anything here. I'm just pulling back down to the south side, so... Pulling back down to the site now with some Banshees and a Raven coming up the right. Will come in and start working their way through this hatchery yet again. You'll see one Hydra is going to get picked off, and just going to be seeing Banshees continue to work their way through the hatch. And Padron goes down. One missiles from Guru is still on the way, and we are going to be seeing the units just spreading out a little bit. Just spreading out, waiting to see what's next. I mean, a couple of 4s. There's the medevacs for the 4 drops, and this can turn into that sort of Hellbat 4 attack he would like to usually go for. In this case, I don't even think he needs to take the map fight across the map. Guru is running in towards him as currently Banshees are actually just going to kill the 3rd hatchery again, so... I mean, these Banshees have just done so much this game. uThermal has just been in the lead from the start, really. Again, a lot of mining time denied and just stopping the 3rd base and coming up, and... Well, here we go. Hellbat's going to take the lead. Some roaches getting nibbled away at, and... Well, the 4s in the back are going to keep on helping to push on forwards. The roaches start to go down. Well, you know what? This fight is a lot closer than I thought it would be, as the Hellbats finally disappear. I mean, if the Hellbats disappear, uThermal might have to pull away... What? Like, really? uThermal's losing. The never-ending 2-base Zerg play is like actually sort of working out. 4's still micro, and there's a tank here which he's trying to sort of sit on. He's got another tank that might just have to pull all the way in towards his this mineral line. This 4 needs to be repaired. Like, he cannot afford to lose this 4, but he might actually lose his 3rd orbital. uThermal just doesn't have the siege tank count, I guess, in time. I mean, now tank's coming down, but he's been limited to just 2 bases. I mean, obviously the Zerg is still just on 2 bases as well. I mean, in a usual game, this would be very, very end-of-the-world sort of stuff, but in this game, it kind of just puts us into a very interesting scenario with how much time uThermal has delayed that 3rd base for of the Zerg player. Very, very interesting as we wait to see where this game goes. I'm super intrigued. I don't know. I think uThermal just a bit too long on kind of maybe Hellbat production and so on, and just didn't have the siege tanks here in time to defend that. And now there is a 3rd base up from Guru. He's only 9 workers ahead. uThermal is just rebuilding a 3rd CC in his main, which makes sense. Nowadays, your main base does last that little bit longer, and so you don't want to lift it up and move it out in location as quickly. And at this time, he probably wants the 3rd base to come down and be built so that he can actually just lift up the main and make it a 4th base or something. And the tank count is growing. An infestation pit from Guru as he will move in towards Hive shortly. And these few Hydras are going to be able to pick away at this barracks. A couple Hellbat drops starting to find some drone kills. Just harassment here from uThermal to try and pin pin Guru down and to buy some time for him to keep on establishing this stronger army now. uThermal's 3rd command center going to lift up in a moment and we'll get back out into location. Going to float it over straight array rather than more than an orbital. The reason for that is if you're oversaturated, it's more worth, usually you morph an orbital then float because you get the energy starting to build up for the meal. But if you are oversaturated, getting in position is much more important because the resources you gain from putting these SCVs in the right place and getting them mining properly and optimally is going to be way better than than kind of just morphing the orbital like 30-40 seconds earlier. One overseer got picked off already, and the second one is pushed away now. 11 more drones currently building for Guru. The Hive is on the way up as well for Guru now in the main base. Hydras and Roaches from Guru pushing down the left side. Still Roach Hydra, but obviously going in towards the Hive tech means he can tech out of this as well, go into some Vipers and well, just continue on from there in general. Probably Vipers is the main part of this, but we'll see what else you might want to try and build. A Hellion run-by will come around the right side of the map. A lot of siege tanks here for uThermal. 7 Vipers! Wow! That's a lot. Usually you see maybe 3 or 4, but 7 right from the get-go? That's going to be so much energy, so many abducts available, so many blinding clouds. And those are things that really will add up here. See those Hellions coming forward. One drone gets barbecued right from the get-go. A second drone now also. And again, those Hellions, the tank, the couple of Vikings from uThermal. Just coming up out the front of the natural. Both those depots coming down to the left of the 3rd base. And this 4 just sat just to the side as well. Guru will be maxing out shortly. uThermal will not be too far behind, building up Vikings to be able to answer the Vipers. 3 more Vipers? That is going to be 10 Vipers on the map. That is absolutely insane. That's quite a lot of Vipers. Is that just me? It's just me. Does it feel like a lot of Vipers to anyone else? Guys? 10 Vipers is a heck of a lot as we see this 3rd missile upgrade from Guru on the way out. Hellions get picked off down the right hand side, so they're not going to be able to do much there. There's a 4th command center build, and uThermal still has mine in the main. Although not for much longer. 300 gas is the majority of what's left, about 300 minerals as well. So another minute or 2 in that orbital. Might just want to try and move out, but it will just be an orbital. And that might be what uThermal has been very cautious of here. I think this CC will move forwards and build a planetary, so he has a very centralized kind of stronghold, I suppose. And there is that Spire. Obviously the way for Guru to go in towards the 3rd base. This natural hatchery is super low as well from previous attacks. It's taking a lot of damage over time, and well, even if just a couple of Hellbats got onto that for a second or so, that could be huge. 15 drones going down. uThermal finding some good damage. Army supplies are even here. That generally is not a great sign for the Zerg, as uThermal still having 80% of the vote here in the chat for winning this series, or for the support. 80%. Looking good. Definitely the chat favorite by a margin. More Hellions only finding 3 more drones now to the third base. As here is the setup. Roaches, the Hydras, and now the Vipers in the sky as well from Guru. Well, here we go. He's going to push on forwards. The 4th CC starts to move out as well. More tanks come into position. There's Vikings having to try and find the connections on the Vipers to shut them down, to stop further abducts from coming into play. I think Guru lost a lot here, though. That was a lot of his Hydras that got blown up in this exchange. He tries to get close enough. I kind of feel like this many Vipers is maybe just too many. This base is now a little bit exposed here as uThermal will scan. We'll see this army. Here we go. He's not even going to siege his tanks. He just moves forwards. uThermal, is this the right choice? Well, the Vikings are starting to kill every single Viper. Look at the Vipers fall. Considering he just had 9 left, now he has 4. This was a huge success for uThermal, and he can continue up this left-hand side to keep on pushing, keep on going. This Overseer is very low on health, as we're going to see those tanks sieging a couple of blinding clouds to help out once again. But now the tanks just start to rally up and push it across the map. uThermal, that's why he loves this map to play mech on against Zerg, because it's so easy to push up and suddenly you're on your opponent's side, you're sieging as you go. It's very, very powerful. Some units over here get torn away from the main push across, and, well, uThermal just pulls his 4th CC away for now. He's got units defending the natural, so he will be fine here overall, and Guru is in trouble as uThermal will unsiege. I mean, this isn't even enough Hydras to realistically justify turning home for, so well, actually he will. I guess he just really wants to get the 4th base up, right? And that does make sense, because his natural is mined out and his 3rd base doesn't have much left. And the base that he killed of Guru was the 3rd. The 4th base is still up, so he has a fresher base here, and that probably is what uThermal was just a little bit afraid of. He might also not know whether this base is here right now or not either, so he just wants to make sure he gets the 4th base before going across. I mean, it still works out because he still has, you know, the ability to repush once again. He just wants to secure that base, grab some reinforcements, and keep on going as well. It's a lot of tanks, it's a lot of Vikings, and pushing forwards. uThermal looks as though he might very well be able to just push this to victory here. A couple more corrosive battles coming down. Hellbats and Vikings moving away from the right-hand side. Another scan coming down, and again, another couple of siege tanks coming on into play there. Those battles drop, tanks get killed. And we'll see tanks sieging up once again. Another Viper going down. I mean, the battles are nice against some tanks every now and then, but uThermal's army supply is just monstrous. 95 to 55. Another Viper drops from the skies. And okay, this will be another couple of tanks that will fall, but that'll be about it. And do you see any Zerg units left? I don't. uThermal takes game number 1. Creator, Impact, TY. Loads of great replays in there. So if you want to get your hands on new replays of this patch, well, the replay pack is there for subs. If you're a new sub today, I will send it out to you. Just send me a Twitch whisper if you'd like the replay pack. We're 5 subs away from a poster giveaway. We are 20 subs away from our 300 sub goal, which we've been pushing for pretty much all year. And I swear down, we are gonna make it happen. I will not let this slip away from me. We're gonna make it happen. We're 20 subs away. Thank you all for all of the support. Of course, if you have that Twitch Prime, you can subscribe for free. Just hit that sub button a little click. It might say sub for free with Twitch Prime. We'd love to go for that with you guys. And other than that, we are ready, I think, to go into game number 2. Let's do this. To the bottom left-hand side from Team Prophecy, our blue Zerg player is Guru. He's up against the red Terran player from Team Liquid to the upper right, uThermal. Alright then. So how's everyone feeling? We all feeling good? We all feeling okay? Everyone having a good Tuesday so far? We're here to make your Tuesday better with some awesome StarCraft 2 action, of course. And we're here the next couple of days as well before I'm away over the weekend doing some casting for another event. So I'm going to be away Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll be able to catch me on other streams, but I will not be here. Which which is fine. You guys can have just a little bit of a break from me. I'll give you guys a couple of days off. That's okay. And you see this SCV just scouting around to see what else is happening. There is Platoon 2 in the replay pack. Yes, the legend Platoon. If you didn't see Platoon against Rotterdam from the Fermi Cup, game number 2. I think it was game 2. The game on Odyssey. You guys need to see it. Because goddamn. Because goddamn, it was good. It was a very fun game. That's also part of the replay pack, as we do just see this initial Overlord coming across the map to have a little peek as to what is going on. It is a fairly standard opening this time from uThermal. 2 Marines, a Hellion, probably a Medevac as well. uThermal likes to go for this sort of opening as a way to open safely and to set himself up for a solid mid-game without kind of being in danger against any sort of damage, etc. You do just see this SCV of uThermal coming across to see what's happening. Small Hellion just join up at the front. We are going to be seeing the Cyclone starting to build on up here. In the main base, the Starport coming up with the Medevac as well. And yeah, uThermal again, just this sort of aggressive play early with the Medevac, so you can apply some pressure, and again, it's a safe setup. Get some units and kind of go from there. I'm not having a good Tuesday because it's Wednesday here, says Mayazi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your Tuesday's over, but hey, you're one day closer to the weekend, right? So, yeah, there you go. There you go. This Medevac of uThermal coming through the center. 4 Marines and a Cyclone. The Hellion and the Reaper just set out front. 2 more Hellions on the way. They might try and dive a mineral line if Guru gets too distracted or caught up in the main base with this Medevac drop. As we do just have the Cloak Banshee follow up as well. uThermal liking this again. It's a safe build order designed to get you into a mid-game position very, very stably without any real issue at all. As you see this Medevac flying through the south side, flies past an Overlord already. And we are going to be seeing the Cyclone dropping down. Marines starting to drop off as well. And, I mean, initially just trading with these initial few Zerglings, now going to lift back up and get away through the south side. 5 more Hellions then, going to go across. I mean, no armory with this. It's not looking to be a Hellbat attack or anything along those lines. 5 Hellions can do a lot of damage very quickly. As we come down towards the bottom left, looking to see what else will happen. If you're looking for that Platoon game that I just mentioned in the Fermi Cup, it was in the Fermi Cup qualifier, which we casted last week, a week ago today. It is on the Twitch VODs if you want to find it. It was Platoon versus Rotterdam if you want to watch. Did you see these Hellions though dive in the mineral line? I mean, 6 kills, maybe get to 7. And at the same time, he's in the main base, which is going to do a bit more damage as well, but does lose the Medevac. Oh, 9 kills for all those Hellions and the Medevac and the Cyclone, of course, and the Marines. Just a lot. I was going to see, well, this Queen going to go down, though, so the Banshee's starting to pick up damage as well. Took a lot of damage in the process, did not have the ability to cloak for a while there, and so did pick up some real damage. uThermal on the 78% in the chat still. You guys still loving yourselves a bit of Fermi, apparently. Favorite of this series for the chat. Keep those votes coming in. You can hashtag uThermal or hashtag Guru to show us who you're supporting here in this best-of-3 quarterfinal matchup. Again, to follow this up, we'll be going into Showtime versus Raynor, and then Namshar is waiting in the other semi-final for the winner of this series. After that, we'll have a best-of-5 final, and we should be good to cast all of it. We should be able to, it should be all kind of thumbs up from us, so yeah, that should be good. Top 2 qualified today in first place does take home a $50 prize as well. And those Marines of uThermal just coming over and nibbling their way through this Overlord. So Overlord taking some damage as we see +1 attack, +1 armor on the way up for him in the main base. These engineering bays coming on out here. Now going to be seeing those Lings coming across as well. Guru looking to see what he can get up to. Couple of Banshees going to be poking and prodding, picking off 2 Zerglings in the process, and there's another couple Lings starting to go down, continuing to drop. Again, +1 melee, +1 missiles building up right now, and that Baneling speed coming in on the Baneling nest as well. The Hydralisk down in the main. And again, more Zerglings just gathering down to the south side here from Guru. As we do just, oh, so far, like, I feel as though he kind of did defend early on without too much of an issue, but since then it's, yeah, since then he's having a little bit of a rough time, it feels like. As you see, this attack's kind of nice, with the Hellions, sorry, the Marines do stim now, and the SCVs hold position. Means the Zerglings do just have to back away without the ability to really do much else. 3 more Hydras, 22 more Lings, and there is that Baneling speed coming up, that Muscular Augments coming through, and again, +1 missiles, +1 melee, setting on up and continue to come on through. This is, well, uThermal actually going to start pushing now as he has 1-1. So he's ahead on the upgrades. Dangerous to push when Hydras are coming out, though. I mean, Hydras are very bulky mid-game units, and they're very good at... When I say bulky, I mean, bulky isn't really the right word, but they're much kind of more difficult to push into than, say, Mutas are, for example, obviously. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting as we do see, well, a few of these units going to pull back up the right-hand side, and the combat shields is just about halfway done from uThermal as well. Another reactor finishes on this barracks. And uThermal still just backing away up this right-hand side with these couple of medevacs. +1 vehicle weapons coming in. 2 upgrades are starting. Oh, it's just these Banshees flying around, picking off creep tumors all over the place. Just slowing down the creep, really just keeping it kind of on this kind of line that's kind of made on the map by some of these ramps. Just keeping it on this line, which really doesn't even get towards the middle of the map here. Actually, some undetected Banshees do some more damage. Just scan on the army. Maybe just having a look to see what exactly things are looking like here. It doesn't really make sense to scan in that position all of the time, but I guess if you just want a rough look at, you know, you see now the army is there, well, it's a good way to just be able to see, okay, well, this is where the army is, etc. 3, 4. Lucas going down. 5, now 6. We'll actually just sacrifice the Banshee for 7 kills. It's not the end of the world, as we're also going to be seeing the 4th command center building from uThermal. He'll stem some Marines towards this Overlord, which you just see is kind of hanging around. Only one of them actually gets in range of the Overlord. The Overlord versus Marine. It's an intense fight, but now more Marines come in and... Okay. Well, in the end, I mean, it wasn't really an intense fight to begin with at all, but... It was, you know, going to be a long fight if the other Marines didn't come to help out, as more Marines will come in and just push those Zerglings back instantly. And those Zerglings get pulled away just like that. 2 upgrades. And finishing up here from uThermal. Infestation bit starting up from Guru, and we are going to be seeing, again, 2 continue to come on through on them as evolution chambers. Tanks, Marines, Medivacs, still just set. In front of this natural, as we see again, Marines stimming in. Getting rid of a little bit more creep spread once more. I'm coming back through this way, looking to see what else is happening. Marines, tanks. Well, here it is. Big push from uThermal. He has 2-2. 2-2 will finish up from Guru. He's making a few infestors right now, but he doesn't have pathogen glands, which means he will not have energy on those infestors right away for fungal growths. So let's see how this goes. uThermal scanning, saw the army coming up towards this upper side. Now he's going to move a little bit more further, you know, a little bit further south himself. Another couple of scans, another couple of creep tumors. Rocks will get taken down and gain access towards this base, which is actually the lair. Kind of a big deal if you lose the lair as well. Here we go. Guru from 2 sides. uThermal has his tank sieged up. Let's see how this goes. Banes are running on in. uThermal splitting back to the Marines. Sort of the fight which feels as though it's going to start going kind of badly for him very soon. And now he does have to back off, stepping against some Zerglings as they continue to chase in. More reinforcing Marines. I think an extra couple of tanks against these Hydras. Actually, now those Hydras go down very quickly sometimes when there's nothing to really protect them. But in this case, they're actually able to push this back a little bit more easily than you might realize. There's that hive coming up from Guru. So he does start up that transition in towards the later stages. And one medevac just loading up. uThermal going to come through the top side and move along with that. Another base for him. He hasn't really taken any eco damage this game, uThermal. Guru floating quite a lot of money, 2k, kind of 800 in the bank, so his macro not on point here. Could be a little bit better. Some more units would go a long way in a matchup like this one. Let's keep on being aggressive as we do see Hydras and Banes coming all the way over to the right-hand side. And, well, we are just going to be seeing that hive still about halfway done. uThermal will have 3-3 shortly, and that will be his next kind of major timing here to maybe try and get something done. You know, still just gathering themselves together now. Morlings on the way out. +2 vehicle weapons from uThermal. Also on the way up. And again, these Marines starting to push across the map. Trying to do a little bit more in the natural expansion. The medevac comes in.
Pulls back itself right now.
Another couple of Lings going down. Hydras as well. On the way up in this main. +2 vehicle weapons starting. +3/+3 on this engineering base are going to again be finishing shortly as we do see the command center continue to come up to the northern side of the map at the moment. And well, uThermal maxed out now. Going to stem forwards with some of these Marines. And Marauders going to try and catch some of the Infestors. Doesn't find them just yet though. He's in a little bit of a choked up area if he does actually want to fight this. His tank count is back, and that's one thing he had to be careful about before, which he did lose in the previous fight. Lost every single tank. Some tanks going to siege, push forwards just a little bit further. 2 more tanks in the back here for uThermal. Also going to be a big part of being able to push forwards and do something else. A couple of Hydras working their way on that medevac. Tanks very nicely are going to pick away some of those Hydras as well, so Hydras going down. Another stem as we see the Ling's veins. Hydra's still moving, seeing what else is going on. Marine's going to jump onto that watchtower here, and again there's a lot of the Zerglings of Guru coming up to the top side of the map. Marines and Marauders are going to continue to work their way through those Lings, and the Lings will drop, so the Lings going down. We're going to see the rest of the bio going to continue to fight right now. The tank's doing a lot of damage, and we're going to be seeing another fungal growth coming down. Those Hydras are going to continue to disappear, and it feels as though uThermal might be breaking through the fungals. We're on top of the army, but didn't seem to do enough, and no Pneumatized Carapace means those Overseers are going to be dropping as well if uThermal keeps on stimming. Actually, I'm surprised the Overseers kind of got away. I guess not the end of the world to kill them, but sometimes still nice as we're going to be seeing these units continue to push on forwards. I mean, this hatchery will go down. The Ultraless Cavern is right there. You know what an Ultraless Cavern isn't good for? It isn't good at taking hits from bio, and if it doesn't finish chitinous, well, that would be huge. uThermal sees it. He really should go after it. He sees it still upgrading. A lot more Hydras on the way out. I mean, it just is such an easy pick-off that is so valuable. At the same time, if you can end the game right now, it's a bit of a riskier play to obviously try for this. And that's what he's starting to push in to try and do. Perhaps more units are reinforcing across the map. He actually pulls a 4 back here. uThermal, please go after this Ultras Cavern, please. Guru just sat down on the low ground next to his high. 5 Ultras start. Those Ultras are not super scary, though, if we do see Kindness playing killed off. But it doesn't look as though uThermal will go for that. But he does, at the same time, take this fight. I mean, the Hydras on their own, mostly. Only a couple of Banes, and they're not really doing enough. So the Hydra's taking quite a bit of damage, and some reinforcements coming through as well. It looks as though the Hydras will keep on disappearing. Free upgrades against 2-2 is an advantage for uThermal. Can he fight against the Ultras, though? That's my one question. Well, he's currently massing up Liberators, so I guess that's kind of our answer in some way. Bio just still chasing these Hydras away to the right side. uThermal picking up everything he can and still just rallying over here. Advanced Ballistics, the Liberator range is about to finish up as well. And there's those Ultras still just sort of pushing forwards and looking to see what's next. Again, Ultras going to be having that kindness, going to be feeling pretty healthy. Again, I think uThermal was in a good enough position to be fine. I mean, it's not, you don't have to kill the Ultra Cavern to win the game. It just really would have been even more game-ending than this already is for Guru. You can see, I mean, these Ultras will still go down. Okay, they trade a bit better than they could have done, but it's fine. uThermal has the Liberators, and they are going to be a big part of just having, being the composition he needs to have a way to fight against these Ultralists. We're going to see Ultras from the back. I mean, Libs are already sieged up, so they're going to have to fight through the Libs to get to the bio still, and you can see the Ultras are going down, and 4 targeting them as well. uThermal takes the 2-0 and will advance.